How the hell does all this stuff work again? Is that right? Working? So, hello. Hi guys. It's been a really long time since my last video, like months. And that's kind of something to do with today's topic, and that is belief and kind of self-belief versus skill. So our minds are great at coming up with solutions to problems and being able to make something that doesn't yet exist from ideas about other things. You can mix and match them together and create a whole new thing. That's how we've got to where we are as a species. It's getting a bit meta, but as a species, that's how we've got to where we are. We can come up with ideas that are original, and make something completely new. Now, the problem is when we have these ideas, sometimes we'll get to this point where, and I've just recently kind of had this, where you can't believe that you can come up with the idea, that you can make the idea come to fruition. Hang on, wait, now I'm getting stuck. So, like, when our vision conflicts with what we believe we're capable of, that's when we get stuck. I've had a lot of doubts as to whether I can improve sufficiently to the level I want to get to, regarding this channel and art in general. And this is normal for a lot of people to kind of experience. It can be paralyzing when you aim for this great goal and then you don't really see any difference, and then that can happen after not very long amount of time. So you could try for a couple of days and feel like, oh, forget this, I'm not getting anywhere, and it will stop a project or a good habit. Or it even ranges to things like relationships. If you think, oh, I don't think I can do this, blah blah blah. And that's kind of one of the things that I've been suffering recently, is just a massive lack of belief in myself. And I think it's weird in a way that, like, I don't know, let's say for example, there could be someone who's fantastic at, maybe let's say, that imagine they've got an innate ability for sprinting, but then compared to someone else who is also okay at sprinting but nowhere near as good as them at the moment, if they believe in themselves more than the person who's actually technically better right now, they will still beat them in the long run. No pun intended. So how do we keep kind of pressing forwards into the face of that, like, uncertainty, even though we feel like it's beyond our skill level and it conflicts with our belief in ourselves? Sometimes you just want to sometimes the mind just wants to run away and go distract itself and do something else that doesn't require any kind of skill, like binging on Netflix, play Battlefield 5, arguable for skill, but hey, it's a great game. You should check out. And yeah, and then binge food and just do nothing and just become a consumer of things rather than a creator. And I think at that point, it's easier to get through it, but there's not as much fulfillment for me personally. I feel bad if I'm not making something and adding something to this world. So another thing to do when you've got that lack of self-belief against the goal that you have, and like wanting to get to that skill level, is why are you doing the thing that you're doing? Because that can help drive your self-belief. If you think, oh, I want to do this because X, Y, and Z, which is a powerful reason, like, I don't know, say you want to make your family proud, say because, so for me, the story at the moment I'm telling myself is, I want to get good at art and things like this in Blender and concept art, and figure out where I'm going on this journey so that I can tell stories, because I always love stories in my life. I like reading, I like playing games, I like films, and I want to be a part of the storytelling kind of community. And one way to do that is by becoming an artist of certain things like 3D models or environment designs or all sorts of things like this. What is your reason to do the thing? And that can be a motivator for the self-belief, because you've got something to grab onto there. Next point. So even if you are doing it for yourself, and that can be a valid reason, and sometimes projects can feel a bit dull or repetitive or just possible because of the scale that you've chosen. When this kind of stuff comes up, I try and set smaller goals in between of that. So say I wanted to make a game, right, let's start with making one level. Let's start with making, if that's too big, start with, okay, let's make one model. Let's make a character in this. Make the main character. Let's make one enemy that we're going to see in this game. And then if you take that step by step, eventually that'll help you manage the belief that you can do it if you set those smaller goals, which is another thing I'm trying to do at the moment. One of the most important ones for me is even when it feels like I can't do it, or that it is impossible, or I haven't got the skill to do it, just try and pick it up anyway, regardless. Just ignore. Sometimes the brain is useless. Just ignore what it's saying and just try it anyway. Obviously, sometimes that might be too much, but if you can, just at least try and pick it up for 5-10 minutes, maybe half an hour. If you can manage that, just try and do it. Because if you can pick it up and even do a tiny little bit, then the next day, when you come back to it again, you've started, you've already got something that you've begun. And it's easier to keep it rolling after that. So a lot of the time I say that I don't really believe in motivation in a way, because it's built off of achieving things most of the time. When you get motivation, it's like a little rush off a YouTube video and you're like, yeah, let's go do it, this feels amazing. And then the next day you could just be zoned out and completely not care about it anymore. But if you work at things a little piece by piece, then it can start to form some kind of consistency in you showing up day by day. Can give you self-belief that will get you to the level of skill that you want to be at. And that's something that I'm reminding myself right now. And I hope that this resonates with people, and I hope this kind of gives you a bit of energy, and I don't know, I hope this video helps in some small way for someone. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some more videos. I'm going to have another one I'm going to try and do like one every 2 weeks at the moment and see how we go with that. If it's too much, I'll dial it back. If it's not often enough, I'll increase it. But for now, thinking of trying to post every couple of weeks. The next one's going to be a making video, some kind of Blender video, or maybe a painting, like texturing one or something. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.